Using your existing networks to find ideal clients and the people you may know feature.
Great, Hannah. Welcome back. I'm having so much fun. I'm learning so much, and I know we're talking about the people you may know and using your existing network today, but tell me a little bit briefly about what we're going to cover here, and then we'll get into specifics.
Sure, absolutely. So I have today a kind of easy, lazy way that you can find some prospects that doesn't really, make it too difficult with all sorts of search functions and filters. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today. We're also going to talk about, if you have some ideal clients, which hopefully you do, right?
Hopefully.
Yes, hopefully. There's, a very simple way that you can maybe mine their connections, and most likely if they are, your ideal prospect, then hopefully they're, friends and connected with people who are very similar. So.
Well, Hannah, you had me at easy and lazy. Obviously, you know me. So let's get into some specifics. What are the top 3 things we're going to cover in this episode?
Sure. So today we're going to talk about mining your connections.
Okay.
Also, we're going to talk about using the people you may know feature.
I don't even know what that is, so I'm really excited to learn.
Okay. And it's changed a little bit, too, so yay!
So a little update.
So it's a little bit of an update, but still effective. And how to reach out to your network and your clients in a way that's not offensive.
Excellent. All right. All good stuff. So let's start at the top. Mining your connections. This sounds exciting. Yes. So yes. I like mining. I'm a miner. So let's data mine. How do I do this?
Okay. So really simply. So say, you're deciding, okay, today I'm going to do some work on LinkedIn. What you want to do is you want to think about some people that you've worked with that you love. Okay. And or at least fit the your target criteria of someone that you would like to work with. Okay, and many people have not chosen the option to hide their connections. So if you go to your friend's profile, so say like my client, who's also a friend of mine, Dale Power, great lady. If I go to her profile, right, and I click on it shows how many connections she has, right? Everyone has like 500 connections or whatever. It's typically blue. Okay. Okay. So if I click on that, what that will allow me to do is actually put in, again, the names of the type of title of a person that I would like to connect with for a prospect.
So wait, let me be clear what you're saying. So I'm clicking through and I'm seeing her connections, and I can search within her connections?
Yes.
Wow, I did not know this. Okay.
Yes.
I knew that you could see the connections, but I didn't know there was a search function in there.
No, there's a search function there. Okay. There's like a little bar with a little, thing, magnifying glass.
And I can put parameters in there to search, or
not a whole lot.
Not a whole lot. Okay.
No.
Okay.
But you can put in, again, marketing manager or
right.
Whatever.
So it's a regular search window. I'm like doing Google within her list of connections.
Yes.
Very powerful. Very powerful. Okay.
Yes. So that's one. So that's how you can do that. And again, it's a simple, easy way to to do a search. But besides that, most likely that person is someone that you want to know because they know someone that you're really enjoying working with, right?
Right. Well, yeah. The coolest thing, because I've found a new person that I didn't know. But let's say I'm searching your network, Hannah, and I can go right back to you and say, Hannah, I noticed you're connected to Joe, the marketing manager over at this company. Hey, tell me a little bit about Joe, and would you mind introducing us, or something like that?
And
or can I use your name? Or,
right.
Exactly. Very cool.
Exactly. So it's a beautiful thing all the way around. So.
Very good. So mining your connections. This is a great tip for people too. I'm certainly going to put it to use. Now we're talking about using people that you know feature. So what is that feature and how does it work? And you said there's a little bit of a change even recently on this.
Yeah. So recently, so what you used
This is what happens when you go on vacation, Hannah. People change things.
I should, it's like LinkedIn's like, oh, you're going to be away for 2 weeks. I'm going to just change everything around. So anyway, what you do is when you go to your profile, over to the right-hand side, there's a little box, and it'll say people you may know. Okay. And typically, it'll show like a couple people that you may know, and that's based on a bunch of different things. But and sometimes they're accurate and sometimes they're not. But
Sometimes not.
yes, sometimes not. And then you can click on, at the end there, it says like see more, okay? And it used to open up this whole big screen where there were a bunch of people, and you could see their faces with some information on them. You could see how you were connected to them. And there used to be a little box where you could like click on it to personalize an invitation if you were like, oh, this is someone that I want to, connect with. It no longer has that.
So it no longer has the connection at all, or it no longer has the personalization?
It no longer has the personalization.
Okay, but I can still just click to try to connect.
You still can go ahead and try to connect with them. But this is what you need to do. Okay, so listen up, because this is important.
Right. I'm paying attention.
Yes. So if you just hit connect, it's just going to automatically like send that blanket awful, I'd like to add you to my professional network.
Right, whatever the default LinkedIn message is, right? Yeah.
Yes. So you don't want to do that. What you want to do is you want to see how you're connected, and you can typically see that right there. It'll show you like who they know, that you both know. And what you want to do is if you click on their particular profile, instead of hitting connect,
don't hit connect. Click through to their profile.
Click to their profile. And then take a look at them. And then from their profile, if you hit connect, it'll say how do you know them, blah 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 blah. And that's when you can go in there and just say, hey, I noticed that we both belong to this group, or LinkedIn put me in your,
yeah, you can blame it on LinkedIn. Say, hey, LinkedIn said we should connect, so who might argue with LinkedIn? I'm going to try to connect with you.
Yeah, you came up in here. I noticed that you do, and then talk like, because you looked at their profile.
Talk like a human being, yeah.
There's a reason why you want to connect, and it's not because I want you to buy my crap, It's because you want to develop a relationship. So you say that, and then just, say, if you'd like to connect, that's great. If not, please feel free to ignore and, enjoy your day.
Well, the other thing I love about this tip, Hannah, is that I once ran across somebody, and I have no idea how common this is, but they, even with a basic LinkedIn account, it sometimes shows you who's seen your profile recently.
Yeah.
But if people are power users and they have paid accounts, they can always see who's looked at their profile. And this one person I was talking to said, look, I will never respond to a LinkedIn request unless I first see that they've actually checked me out, because otherwise, why would I want to connect with somebody who hasn't actually looked at my profile? Right. So by doing what you just said, instead of just hitting that connect, you're going to the profile. Depending on the kind of account they have, they can see that you bothered to check them out before you send that message, and they're like, okay, this person's a little more serious, so maybe I'll reconnect.
Exactly.
I like it.
Yes.
So moving on, then we're talking about how to reach out to your network from the intro. So what are we talking about here? Is that
for the intro? For the intro.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. This is how to get the introduction without putting your foot in your mouth. Okay.
Yes. So So and this is just like basic rules of thumb. Okay, so number one, there is another tip. Like if you're meeting someone, for coffee or something, this is something where you can say, hey, and please feel free. You can even email them. If you do hide your connections, you can say, oh, by the way, here are some people that are if you want to, an introduction, let me know. And then what you do is when someone says, well, I would like to have an intro to these three people, first of all, if you want an intro, you don't say to your to your network person. So say Mark, I mind your connections, okay?
Okay.
And I found 20 people that I want you to, well, no, you can't do that. Right. Okay, sorry. Don't be a pig. Okay.
Don't be greedy.
Don't be a pig. So what you want to do is you want to reach out to them and say, hey, listen, I noticed that you are connected to these three people. Would you mind introducing them to me? And this is why I would like to talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
And explain why you want to talk to them and how you think that there might be some synergy or whatever. And even if it's just hey, I noticed that they hang out with a lot of the same people that I do or whatever, and I just reached out to you first. would you mind making the introduction? You can say that.
Right.
And that's okay. As long as
As
they
opposed
know.
to, can you send this email to everyone on your list for me? I mean, then you
Right,
sound like a spammer,
exactly.
right?
Exactly. And again, you just want to let them know, why you would like them to introduce. So that, and just
Hmm.
say, and if it's a bad time right now, I know you're crazy busy, no worries. I just, would like to build up my contacts in the Philadelphia area, in this space, or,
Right.
whatever.
Yeah, I
And
like it
give
because
them the easy out.
right. I like that. You've mentioned that on a few times, and I think it's just really good etiquette to always give people that out so that they don't
Yes,
feel like you're trying to corner them.
exactly,
I think
exactly.
it makes them more likely to actually help you out rather than more likely for them to take the out. So
Absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely. Yes.
cool.
So,
Well, these have been, again, great eye-opening tips, at least for me, and I hope I'm not unique. I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of people who are going to get the same value out of this. So we've been talking about things you can do with your existing network and the people you may know kind of thing. We've covered 3 really important points here, how to really strategically mine your connections. We've talked about how to use this people you may know feature to really be good and strategic about digging in a little deeper, and then some really good etiquette strategies about how to approach someone who can make an introduction to a wider audience for you. So this is really great stuff, Hannah, and I know we're going to keep coming back with more great stuff. So we're going to have more episodes where Hannah, our LinkedIn expert here, is going to teach us more power tips on LinkedIn here. So until next time, thank you so much.
thank you. Have a good day.